you had started talking to us about how when you got started, especially how you were using, like, you wanted a designer tool. You're talking about just competing with custom inks and some of these bigger sites, and then sort of figuring out who you were. I mean, can you just talk all about the thought process of what happened through that from your guys' perspective?
Yeah, I think I probably exhausted him last year. I mean, working out of the house, there were definitely some days where I didn't have a lot of incoming business. And so what could I do except try to improve myself, try to fix what was broken. It gave me time to take some marketing courses, go through all of Mike McAlevitt's books again.
Hey.
Yeah.
Shouts out Mike McAlevitz.
4-hour work week, like all those things. And I really started to kind of take that information, glue it together, and realize we're a small shop. I'm not trying to be this shop where everybody can just go online and throw their design together. I didn't need an online design tool. We talked about it, realized nobody ever one time has asked me if we had one. They usually go to Custom Ink, take a screenshot, and send it to me, and that's what let Custom Ink bear the burden of that cost.
Right.
What I really needed instead was...
Well, and that's their niche,
right,
too.
Right, and so that's what it was all about, and not even so much the niche, but selling yourself. So I sort of dug deep and figured out what kind of customer we already work with, who we've worked with for years, who we enjoy, and who really enjoys us.
Right.
And then I actually did a little 10-question questionnaire from everybody and sort of found the common threads. And that's where we've pushed all of our focus now.
What were the common threads that you guys were seeing?
Well, we knew we didn't want to be like the McDonald's of print shops, right?
Yeah. Not trying to be billionaires. I mean, we are, but not like that.
These walls actually have a lot of cash.
Yeah, that's right. They're shoved in. It's crypto. You can't see it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it really came down to like people saying that we treat them like they're our only customer. They like that they can trust us. They often say, I don't know what I want, but I call you, Kristen, and you always just know. So, okay, I guess they want the trust, the experience, the honesty. I'll tell them if it's a bad design.
And a lot of that, even for us, like when we're working with a vendor, I want to know that you're going to give us best practices.
Right.
Like what are we supposed to do for recruiting or support or whatever? And that's usually the software that we also pick too.
Yeah.
Not just the biggest like Salesforce or a HubSpot or something. It's like who is really can help us through this process, because we don't know. Like that's why we're going to you to be able to help guide us.
Right, and I've used Printavo off and on for years. I mean, we're all in now, but what I never stopped using was your knowledge base, your shared information, the YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was something about Printavo, and something that I want to do here is that community, share the wealth. You know, there's enough for everybody. So, like I said, if a customer wants to work with us, we want to work with them, it's going to be a perfect relationship.
Right.
You don't have to worry as much about your quality, your price, your delivery if you don't overpromise, you don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't steal.
Sure.
Just be a good person.
You talked about, though, they like dealing with you, and that kind of was a big foundation of like you guys responding back quickly, using speed.
Yeah.
You know, and that helped you to pivot over here instead of focusing there.
Yeah, because a website like Custom Ink, there's no personal touch. There's no human interaction. Yeah, intimacy. But our clients, they are often my age or a little bit older, and they're busy. They're so busy. The teachers, for example, they don't have time to go online and design something. They're teaching a whole class. They're a coach, you know, but they need shirts and they need it now. And they definitely forgot to order last week and they need it by Friday.
Yeah.
And so I give them realistic
me,
expectations too. I mean, like I said, don't overpromise. Be honest with them. The worst case, you can't give them what they wanted. At least throw them a good option.
Did you change your website then?
Yeah, so we changed the front page. It used to be like schools, t-shirts, screen printing, and it looked like every other site.
What is it now?
Now it says we want to be your favorite vendor.
Got it. We'll slide up a little thing so you guys can see it right now.
Yeah, and we do. We want to be somebody's favorite vendor. We want to build long-term relationships, have decade-long clients. Those are the best ones.
She came home with that idea, you know, that little phrase, and I was like, that's perfect. that's exactly what we're wanting to be.
Heck yeah.
You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I definitely.
really cool.
I don't want a bunch of just people walking in on the street and I'm never gonna see them again.
Right.
Yeah.
And you mentioned too, like, I mean, being polarizing in what you guys believe in your views and orders that you take or don't take too.
Yeah, we had. I mean, last year got really intense.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of
Yes.
political, racial, financial divide. It got really real, and at one point we were torn between printing two different jobs, one we definitely disagreed with and one we very much agreed with. And so I had to tell somebody, basically, you're fired as a customer.
Yeah, we weren't trying to.
How'd you say that?
It was hard
Just
too
like,
because it was
no?
actually like a friend of a friend.
Uh-huh.
And we'd done work for them before, but yeah, they wanted to print something that I thought was distasteful, and I didn't want to have my name on it. I mean, it's not like our logo was going to go on the shirt or anything. I didn't want them to walk out in the world and say, yeah, my shirt's awesome, I got it at Mighty Imprints, because that's definitely not what we stand for. So what I did instead was I called her, told her, I'm sorry, but I respectfully decline your order. She was like, I respectfully decline ever working with you again. That's okay. And so on the flip side, we talked about it for a long time, and I typed up an email to everybody on my email list, suppliers, vendors, everything, customers, just telling them, like, this is how we want to work. And if you don't agree with us, that's cool too. Here's your out. And instead we got really good feedback. It was
We
scary.
kind of held our breath for a few minutes.
Yeah.
After
Sure.
seeing that email, like, okay, we'll see how this goes, but
I mean, he was like, the building might get egged. Like, you don't know. You know, you don't know what's going to happen.
who knows? But
I felt like being quiet was worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think that's really good, and it's powerful. I mean, it's not just small. I mean, Nike's a perfect example of they're very clear about no, we believe in this.
Yeah.
And we're putting dollars behind this, and
Right.
commercials and this and that. So,
You realize too, as a local business owner, you have a platform, whether you meant to or not.
sure,
People listen. You have an audience. So I guess use it for good if you can.
for sure.
Yeah.
What does the rest of this year look like for you guys? 2021.
It went crazy. A month ago, I was really stressed out, to say the least. And then it's like a switch got flipped and business just is back to normal. I'm getting emails from people that aren't even going to order until October, just telling me how excited they are that they're going to be ordering shirts.
Who did you find out who your customer was, or who did you think it was, and then who does it really?
So I thought it was, well, who needs shirts the most?
Okay.
Restaurants, warehouses, stuff like that. And then I realized the people that have been ordering from us for 10 years are those gift shops. We have a Bird of Prey conservancy down the street. We have a museum. We have a ghost town gift shop in West Texas that is really, really popular, and we get to do all their shirts. And we get to do the same designs over and over again. So there's not a lot of design work. There's not a lot of setup. It's just quick phone call. I need another 150 shirts. We're on it. It's a good feeling to make those same people happy. And I realized for us, it had way more to do with our consistency and our kindness than our sales. So we're just going to take that and try to turn it up a bit so people know this is who we are.
That's awesome.